ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। Welcome all the devotees to this evening's special session, Amrit Snan with the Srimad Bhagavatam. Second, I'll give you an overview of those 44 verses, and the third, we will see what lessons and messages we get from those 44 verses. So as I mentioned, that in the first chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, Shaunak Rishi asked 6 questions from Sutta Goswami. The first question: what is the ultimate good for everyone? Second question: what is the sense of all the scriptures? Third question: why does Lord appear in this world? Fourth: what are the Purusha avatars? Fifth: what are the various leelas of Krishna, or what are the various incarnations of Krishna and what were their pastimes? And sixth, after Lord Krishna's departure, where the principles of religion have taken the shelter. So of these 6 questions, 4 questions were answered by Sutta Goswami in the second chapter. And of the 4 questions, the answer to the first 2 questions, what is the ultimate good for everyone and what is the sense of all the scriptures? This we discussed yesterday. And as I mentioned, for these 2 questions, Sutta Goswami says, Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhakti radokshaje ahaitu ki ya pratihata ya yatma suprasidati. Sutta Goswami says, the ultimate good for everyone and the sense of all the scriptures is to render devotional service unto Krishna, but the devotion service should be unmotivated and uninterrupted. And if we serve Krishna without any motivation, without any interruption, without getting affected by external circumstances, then only our soul will be completely satisfied. So now in the third chapter, Sutta Goswami will answer remaining 2 questions. The 5th question of Shaunak Rishi was that what were the various incarnations and pastimes of the Lord. So Sutta Goswami, before he describes the various incarnations and their pastimes in brief, Sutta Goswami tells the sages that who is the source of all those incarnations. Sutta Goswami says, in the beginning of the creation, the Lord Krishna, he manifested himself as Karnodkashai Vishnu, Garbhodkashai Vishnu, and Shirodkashai Vishnu. And Garbhodkashai Vishnu and Shirodkashai Vishnu, they manifested the incarnations, what we see in this universe. Sutta Goswami gives an example of 22 incarnations of the Lord. And those incarnations are Kumaras, Varadev, Narad Muni, Narnarayan, Kapila, Datre Muni, Yagya, Rishabdev, Prathu Maharaj, Matsya, Kurma, Dhanvantri, Mohini, Narsi Bhagwan, Mavan, Parashuram, then Ramchandra Bhagwan, Balaram, Krishna, Buddha, and Kalki. And along with each incarnation name, Sutta Goswami mentions very briefly about them. For example, in case of Kumaras, he mentions that they took the vow of celibacy to pursue the higher goal, which is to serve Krishna. Narad Muni, he says, he took the sense of the principles of bhakti from the scriptures and gave to everybody. He mentions about Lord Varadev, that Lord Varadev lifted the earth from the bottom of the ocean. So in this way, very briefly, Sutta Goswami mentions the name of few incarnations, and along with each name, he gives a glimpse of their main activities. But Sutta Goswami tells that please remember that these are just the examples. Otherwise, Krishna's incarnations are innumerable. We cannot count them. The way there are unlimited rivers emanate from unlimited ocean, similarly, the Krishna has got unlimited incarnations. But Sutta Goswami says, Ete chamsha kala pumsa Krishnastu Bhagwan Swayam. Sutta Goswami says, whatever examples of incarnations I have mentioned to you, those are either Amsha or Amsha of the Amshas, Krishna. He says those incarnations are either the portions or the portions of the plenary portions of Krishna. But Krishnastu Bhagwan Swayam. He says, but Krishna is Swayam Bhagwan. This verse we will discuss tomorrow because today we won't have sufficient time to discuss this verse. Shukdev Goswami says that if we simply recite the birth and activities of Krishna's various incarnations, then we will get relief from all the miseries. But we should remember that the Vedas doesn't give the entire information about the birth and activities of the Lord. Rather, it's the pure devotees of Krishna who provide us the information about the Lord's births and activities which are not mentioned in the scriptures. And Sutta Goswami says that Lord's activities are spotless. Lord is omnipotent. Lord is supreme independent. Lord is the master of all the senses. The Lord is the master of senses. The Lord creates, maintains, and destroys innumerable universes, and yet he remains unaffected by any of these activities. And of all these qualities of Krishna, one thing is interesting, which is omnipotent. He says Krishna is omnipotent. So what is the meaning of omnipotent? Omnipotent means unlimited, unlimitedly powerful. Krishna manifests innumerable universes effortlessly, without any effort. He just breathes out and innumerable universes are manifested. He breathes in, all those universes get dissolved. He doesn't have to put any effort. Like we breathe in, breathe out. We don't exert any effort. So similarly, Krishna is so much powerful that unlimited universes are manifested just by one breath, and they get dissolved, destroyed when he inhales. The second meaning of omnipotent is that Krishna can be there in multiple places at the same time. In Dwarka, Krishna was present with all the 16,100 beings at the same time. In the Ras Leela, Krishna was present with each and every gopi. The third meaning of omnipotent, that Krishna can take multiple forms at the same point of time. I mentioned that Krishna manifest as Karnotkashai Vishnu, Garbhotkashai Vishnu, Shirotkashai Vishnu. From there are innumerable incarnations appear. So that does not mean that Krishna ceases to exist in the Golok Dham. That does not mean that Karnotkashai Vishnu is not there when Lord Rama, Lord Narasimha appears. All these manifestations, incarnation, exist at the same point of time. And the omnipotent, potent, it means nothing is impossible for Krishna. He can make everything impossible as possible. When Krishna showed universal form in his mouth, so what does it mean? like showing the entire ocean in the drop of the ocean. Krishna lifted Govardhan hill for 7 days. On this finger, he was holding it without any effort. He manifested from the pillar. That's the potency. So we should remember when we talk about Krishna that he is omnipotent. There is nothing impossible for him. Everything is possible for him. So Sudha Goswami says that by now you know the potency of Krishna. You know the importance of hearing the births and activities of Krishna. But you should remember that you cannot understand Krishna through your senses, your mind, intelligence, mental speculations. So then how can we understand Krishna? So he says we can understand Krishna only through devotion. But interestingly, he mentions three things, or the three conditions for performing the devotion service. The first, he says, Mayaya. The second, he says, Santataya. And third is Anuvrittaya. Mayaya means our devotion service should be without any reservation. Santataya means our devotion service should be uninterrupted. And Anuvrittaya means our devotion service unto Krishna should be performed in a favorable mood. Now, Maya means without any reservation. Yesterday we discussed the two conditions for performing the devotion service. We discussed ahetuki, apratihata. Ahetuki means without any motivation. So Mayaya and ahetuki both have some difference. When you say our bhakti devotion service should be in the Mayaya mood, it means it should be without any reservation. Without any reservation means without holding back anything with us, without being dependent on any other shelter, without any doubt, and with exclusive surrender unto Krishna. For example, Draupadi, when she was calling out Krishna, she was calling out Krishna by holding her sari like this, because she was in the assembly of Kauravas. She was trying to protect herself. She was trying to protect herself, and she was crying out for Krishna's help from other hand. And Rukmani was asking Krishna that why are you not going to protect Draupadi, save Draupadi? So Krishna said, still she thinks that she can save herself. Once she surrenders completely unto me, without any reservation, without being dependent on her own strength to protect herself, then I will go and save her. And that's what happened when Draupadi could not save herself. Then she cried out for Krishna's help with the both hands. That time Krishna immediately ran and saved her. We have the examples of gops and gopis, right? They performed their devotion service. They served Krishna without any motivation. But they had the mood of Maya also, which means they served Krishna without any reservation. In case of any situation, any good or bad situation, particularly in case of any bewildering situation, any situation where there is a danger, they would simply run to Krishna for the assistance. You know, the material world, we have the examples of firefighters. So firefighters, when they see a fire, immediately they will jump into the fire without thinking about their own life. Mirabai, she was given the bowl of poison. She drank it without any reservation. She was serving Krishna without any motivation. But when she had to drink the poison, she did not have any reservation. Right? She simply drank the poison. So this is the meaning of Amayaya means without any reservation. And other side, Ahetuki, it means without any motivation. That we should serve Krishna without expecting any position, any kind of monetary award, any power, or even liberation in return of our service. And we have so many examples who served Krishna without any motivation, as you mentioned yesterday. We have the example of Hanumanji, we have the examples of Pandavas, right? And we have the examples of even Narad Muni. They all serve Krishna without any motivation, without expecting anything in the return. Like we have the examples of tree. They serve innumerable human beings, but they don't have any expectations. Rather, after being cut into pieces, they would supply their wood to the person who has cut it into the pieces. So I wanted to explain you the difference between Amayaya without any reservation and Ahetuki, which is without any motivation. The second condition, Santataya, which means without any interruption, without getting affected by external circumstances. So that this point we discussed yesterday. And the third point is Anuvrittaya, which means that we should serve Krishna favorably, in a favorable mood. Favorable mood means we should serve Krishna according to his pleasure. We should do the thing what pleases him, not what we think would please us or would please him. We have the Guru Sadhu Shastra. They are there to inform us what are the things which gives pleasure to the Krishna. And if we serve Krishna with that mood, then it's called Anuvrittya, devotion service in a favorable mood. When Krishna informed Uddhava that I'm going to depart to Golok now, so Uddhava said, my Lord, I don't want to live anymore in this world without you. Krishna said, no, you have to stay here. What will I do here, my Lord? You have to stay here and preach. And although it was painful for Uddhava to stay without Krishna, but he stayed without Krishna after Krishna departed from this world. Arjuna did not want to fight, but he fought simply for the pleasure of Krishna. So every time we have to see that are we serving Lord in a mood what pleases him, or we are serving the Lord according to our whims and whims. So if we don't refer Guru Sadhu Shastra when it comes to serving Krishna, then we are going to make a mistake and we may not be serving Krishna favorably, Anuvrittya. So here, Sutta Goswami gives 3 conditions for performing the devotional service by which we can understand Krishna. Right? So one is Amayaya, second is Santataya, third is Anuvrittaya. So if we combine with the verse number 1.2.6, what we discussed yesterday. So there are 4 conditions for performing the devotion service. One is Amayaya, which is without any reservation. Second is Anuvrittaya, which means favorably. Third is Ahetuki, which means without any motivation. The fourth is Apratihata, which means without any interruption. Now, Sutta Goswami says, now rather he thanks Shaunak Rishi for asking the wonderful question. And he says the inquiry about Vasudev Akhil Lok Natha. He said inquiries about Lord, and he is naming the Lord. Who is the Lord? Vasudeva. Who is Vasudev? The son of Vasudeva and Devaki. He said inquiries only about Vasudeva. And who is Vasudeva? Akhil Lok Natha. He is the master of all the lokas, material as well as spiritual. So the inquiries relating to Vasudeva will bring us all the success. And he says it's 100% guaranteed that such person will be free from the cycle of birth and death. So the point we should understand, we should not be shy in asking the questions or our inquiries in a submissive mood. Sutta Goswami is not mentioning about the person who hears Bhagavatam, who speaks Bhagavatam. Rather, he mentions about the person who asks the questions. So the benefit of asking the question, it brings all the success, and the person will get free from the cycle of birth and death, which means he will go to Krishna's loka. And then Sutta Goswami says, Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam Brahma Samitam. He says, Idam Bhagavatam Nama. जो भागवतम नाम का पुराण है, what is this Puran? This is a Brahma Samitam. This is the incarnation of Krishna. This has been compiled by Vyasadeva. Who is Vyasadeva? He is incarnation of Krishna. The way Krishna's incarnations are limited, similarly, Krishna's Gun, Roop, Leela, everything is unlimited. No one in the material world has any power to glorify them. Only Krishna himself can talk about it. And that's why Krishna incarnated himself in the form of Vyasadeva, who compiled Srimad Bhagavatam. He says it brings ultimate good for everyone. Dhanyam, it's all successful. Swasti, it brings all auspiciousness. And Mahat, it's all perfect. And then Sutta Goswami says that the Srimad Bhagavatam is a Sarva Ved Itihas Saram. He says Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence, Saram means essence of all the Vedas and Puranas. And finally, in 1.3.43, Sutta Goswami will answer the sixth question of Shaunak Rishi, that after the departure of Lord Krishna, where the principles of religion have gone and taken the shelter. And Sutta Goswami says, Krishna Swadhamo Pagate Dharma Jnanadi Bhisaye Kalau Nashta Drishamesha Puranarko Adhu Nodita. Sutta Goswami से कृष्ण स्वधामो पगते, कृष्णा के अपने धाम में जाने के बाद में कलौ नष्ट दृशामेशा, कि कली के जो दोष हैं उनको नाश करने के लिए श्रीमद् भागवतम पुराण has been manifested by Vyasadeva, just as the sun manifests and dissipates all the darkness around it. And Sutta Goswami says, the Srimad Bhagavatam has got everything. Dharma, Gyan, Adi. It has got the principles of religion. Gyan, it is a knowledge. And Adi. Adi means whatever you can think of. And in the last verse, Sutta Goswami mentions a very nice thing. Many times people ask, how can I learn Srimad Bhagavatam? Sutta Goswami answers here in 1.3.44. Two things are required to learn Bhagavatam. The first thing, Nivishta. Nivishta means hear with rapt attention. And what should be here with rapt attention? Of course, it should be the Srimad Bhagavatam. So Nivishta, hear with rapt attention Srimad Bhagavatam. And second thing, Tad Anugrahat. It means his mercy. His means Guru's mercy. Sutta Goswami's Guru was Shukdev Goswami. So he is referring Shukdev Goswami. Sutta Goswami is telling Shaunak Rishi and the sages that how did I learn Bhagavatam? I learned Bhagavatam because I heard rapt attention from my Guru. And simply hearing with rapt attention is not enough. One must have the mercy of the spiritual master. So very important thing mentioned in this verse. And more importantly, Prabhupada has given a couple of lines explaining how can we get the rapt attention. Right? We may say that I am hearing Bhagavatam with rapt attention, but Prabhupada has given the symptoms by which we can understand whether the person is hearing with rapt attention or not. So I request Suresh Prabhu to display the purport for 1344. Prabhupada says, simply hearing is not all. One must realize the text with proper attention. So it's not simply hearing, it's hearing with rapt attention. The word nivishta means that Sutta Goswami drank the juice of Bhagavatam through his ears. That is the real process of receiving Bhagavatam. One should hear with a rapt attention from the real person, which means a bona fide speaker, bona fide guru. And then he can at once realize the presence of Lord in every page. The secret of knowing Bhagavatam is mentioned here. No one can give rapt attention who is not pure in mind. No one can be pure in mind who is not pure in action. And no one can be pure in action who is not pure in eating, sleeping, fearing, and mating. So such a wonderful thing Prabhupada has mentioned in this purport, that simply hearing is not enough. It must be with rapt attention. And we cannot have the rapt attention if we are not pure in the mind. We cannot be pure in the mind if our actions are not pure. And our actions will not be pure if our eating, sleeping, mating, and defending is not pure. But if we hear the Bhagavatam with rapt attention, which means that our mind should be pure, which means our action should be pure, which means our eating, sleeping, mating, defending should be pure, then we will be able to see Krishna in every page of Bhagavatam. So, such a wonderful purport. This shows how much we are missing if we don't read Srimad Bhagavatam, and particularly the purports which are given by Srila Prabhupada. No one can give this kind of purports. Brahmand Brahmite. We may go around the Brahmand, right? We may go around all the literatures available in the present age. But the kind of explanation Prabhupada is giving, nobody can give. So anyway, from here we can understand that the secret, Prabhupada says, that is the real process of receiving Bhagavatam. And Prabhupada says the secret of knowing Bhagavatam is mentioned here. So I have given an overview of the 44 verses. Now we are already at 8:51, and I have got 10 messages which we get from these 44 verses. So I would request the devotees to please bear with me, and I'll give you an overview of those 10 messages so that we can reflect upon them. So the first message, that Krishna is the source of all innumerable incarnations. It is says Nidhanam Avyayam Bijam. Nidhanam means a source. Avyayam Bij means unrestrictable seed, the seed which cannot be destroyed. Second, Krishna is Svayam Bhagwan. We don't accept anyone as Bhagwan unless it's mentioned in the scriptures. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd chapter, in the verse number 24, we have the information about Buddha. Buddha was not there 5,000 years back, but 5,000 years back, Lord Vyasadeva has mentioned that in the coming time, Buddha will appear, his mother name will be Anjana, and he will appear in the state called Bihar. I am giving the verse number 1324. You can go and refer it. And not only this, Krishna has given the information about the avatar which will happen after 427,000 years at the end of Kali Yuga. It's called Kalki avatar. And Krishna has mentioned the name of the father of Kalki avatar, which is Vishnu Yasha. It is given in 1324. So the message we get, the Bhagwan is only one. No one can become Bhagwan. Krishna was Bhagwan yesterday, he is Bhagwan today, and he will remain Bhagwan even tomorrow also. He is second to none. The third message we get, Krishna is completely free to appear in any form, in any condition. He can appear even among human beings. He can appear even among animals. He can appear even in aquatics. He can appear even in the sages. But all the times he appears for only one reason, for our well-being. Number 4, reciting birth and activities of Krishna's incarnations are very powerful. 1329. It is said, Saya Prata Granan. Saya means evening, Prata means morning, Granan means recitation. If we recite Srimad Bhagavatam in the morning and evening, what will happen? It is given, Dukha Gramat Vimuchyate, that we will be free from the miseries. So what we are doing now is something very important. This is the evening time, and we are doing exactly what is being told by Sutta Goswami. Then fifth, pure devotees have information about Krishna's births and activities which are not available even in the Vedas. So we must serve the devotees and we should not offend them. And since the Lord activities are spotless, he is independent, he is omnipotent, he is master of 6 senses, he is a master of 6 opulences, he creates, manifests, destroys. So that means we should not, that means we should serve him in every best possible manner. The 7th thing we learned, that we cannot understand Krishna through our mind, senses, intelligence, or by any other means. Yesterday we discussed one word, adokshaje, beyond our sense perception. We can understand Krishna only through devotion service, and the devotion service should meet 3 conditions: amayaya, santataya, and anuvrittaya. Amayaya means without any reservation. Santataya means continuous. Anuvrittaya means favorable mood. 8 point, the inquiries about Krishna brings auspiciousness, and it's 100% guaranteed that person will be free from the cycle of birth and death. That means we should inquire more and more how we can serve Krishna. The 9th thing, the Srimad Bhagavatam is the ultimate guide for everyone when Krishna is not physically present in this material world. It's like how to live in the house when the parents are away from the house. And the 10th thing, the secret of knowing Bhagavatam is nivishta. One must hear with rapt attention, and tad anugrahat, we must seek the blessings of Guru. So with these words, I would like to conclude today's session, and I would like to thank all the devotees for their time and attention. Really grateful to all of you. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.